Hello everybody, it's your boy Pyrotechnic and I'm back with another video. We're going to now be doing a top 10 on the most forgotten shows in Cartoon Network history, based on my opinion. Now this is in no chronological order. I have a top 10 list here, and this would not be in order. This is just a list of the 10 most forgotten shows that I believe to be the truth, or what I believe to be an opinion for Cartoon Network. Starting at number 1, Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi. Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi was a cartoon show based on the pop band Puffy Ami Yumi from Japan. It was a good show. It was a decent show, had good music. And shout out Puffy Ami Yumi. They are really talented pop artists. They don't get enough credit. They did the theme songs for the original Teen Titans. They did the theme song for, I believe, their own show, Puffy Ami Yumi, Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi, and for Teen Titans Go. Yeah. But Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi was a show that was around for about 2 or 3 years, maybe 2 or 3 seasons of it. And I remember the Cartoon Network City era, they would have a lot of Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi promos, and it was just so cool to see. But it's so sad to see Cartoon Network has forgotten Hi Hi Puffy Ami Yumi. No mention of it whatsoever. I don't even think they have played reruns of the show since it since the last episode it aired. So it's pretty sad. Number 2, Sheep in the Big City. Man, that show came out in the year 2000, and it only lasted 2 years, from 2000 to 2002. Sheep in the Big City was a pretty lame show, and no wonder why it was canceled early, because it didn't get enough views. It was just a show about a sheep, living in a big city and trying to live like a human. But it was just so dull and so bland that nobody really wanted to watch it. Nobody really cared for it. And still to this day, Sheep in the Big City has the best promo in the Cartoon Network Fridays bumper, when I think, was it Vilma? Or no, they were serving sheep some food in the cafeteria, and I think it was Vilma that got up and started dancing on the table and whatever. Like, it was just crazy. But Sheep in the Big City, one of the most forgotten Cartoon Network shows of all time. Number 3, Whatever Happened to Robot Jones. Who remembers that show? You remember Whatever Happened to Robot Jones? It came out in the year... What year did it come out? I think in 2001 or something like that. It ended in 2004. It ran for about, 2 or 3 years. But I like the animation in Whatever Happened to Robot Jones. It kind of gave you that late 90s, early 2000s vibe in that show. When I watched Whatever Happened to Robot Jones, and no doubt, Cartoon Network loved their robot shows. Like Whatever Happened to Robot Jones, Robot Boy, Futurama, Robot Chicken, what else you had? Robot Boy. You had so many robot shows. But Whatever Happened to Robot Jones was a pretty decent show. It just didn't get a lot of viewership, and a lot of people really didn't like it as much, because at that time you had so many other shows coming on the TV, on the network especially. Kids Next Door, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, You used to have the Powerpuff Girls out at the time. Courage the Cowardly Dog. I mean, you had so many Ed and Eddie. You had so many other good shows that nobody really cared for. Whatever happened to Robot Jones. So, yeah. Number 4. This show came from the Tickle You era. Gerald McBoing Boing. Now, a lot of you remember the Mr. Men show, Baby Looney Tunes, and shows that came out in the Tickle You era. But nobody really remembers Gerald McBoing Boing. You remember he's that little kid? He'd be like, boing, 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 boing. So, like, he would make noises with his mouth. He didn't actually speak like a human. He made, like, bouncing noises. Like, you jumping on a pogo stick or something. Such a pretty odd show. But it wasn't a bad show. But it was just something that you would just watch when you was, like, at school. I mean, not at school, but, like, at home. Being sick from school or whatever. But yeah. Number 5, Juniper Lee. Remember Juniper Lee? Man, that show was okay to say the least. I really didn't like Juniper Lee. But the theme song was pretty dope. And I liked the character Juniper Lee. But the show itself was just kind of bland. It kind of gave me the American Dragon Jake Long type vibes, because it's so similar in the, not the animation style, but like the way the show went. It kind of gave me like a Maya and Miguel type show that was on PBS Kids or something like that. Like, it wasn't a terrible show, but it wasn't that good either. It was like a 6.5 out of 10. 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, you know. But, yeah, Juniper Lee, it's a pretty forgotten show now. I mean, it only had, about 2 seasons? But, yeah, I mean, I think my favorite thing about Juniper Lee was that promo she did when she was running late. And she was, they was in the subway. And, I think you all know what I'm talking about. Juniper Lee was running on toward the subway train. And, she was trying to pick her spot to sit down. And she ended up sitting by Raven from the original Teen Titans. And Raven had said something to her about like, you're something. And Juniper Lee was just like, you know, like, I don't want to hear that. But yeah, Juniper Lee, one of the most forgotten shows in Cartoon Network. Number 6, Eva Con Carne. Who remembers Evil Con Carne with Hector Con Carne, the purple bear with the, you know, the little stomach he had, and then Brain would be talking for him, and you had General Scar. Man, that was a pretty good show though. Evil Con Carne. It only had 2 seasons, maybe 1 or 2 seasons, and that's how you got the spin-off of Grim and Evil by Evil Con Carne, which then went into the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy as we know now. So Evil Con Carne is pretty forgotten, but it wasn't a bad show. It wasn't a terrible show. Number 7, George of the Jungle. George the Jungle, friends for you and me. Watch out for the tree. Who remembers George of the Jungle? Nobody. But, you know, it came on in 2007, so that was right at the time the Yes era was ending into the Nudes era. But this show, it wasn't that good. George of the Jungle, I really didn't like it that much. It was just a reboot or a copy of the original George of the Jungle that came out in the 60s. I think it was 1967. But, you know, we didn't care about that show. Number 8, Two Stupid Dogs. Oh my goodness. Two Stupid Dogs was funny. Bro, how could you not like that show? Two Stupid Dogs was hilarious. You had the big, great, dumb dog that was just so slow. but he was so funny. And then you had the little dog who was just as stupid as he can be, but he was just so ecstatic and so loud, and he would just be doing some of the craziest stuff. And you had Little Red Riding Hood in that show, and that old guy, he'd be like, what was he saying? Like, what would he say? He was like, but it's wrong, or something like that. Oh, he was like, oh yeah, he said, ain't that cute, but it's wrong. And I remember, like, it would be so funny because he would be like so random with it and everything. But yeah, Two Stupid Dogs, it's a forgotten show. Number 9, Atomic Betty. Remember Atomic Betty? Atomic Betty, a galactic girl. Atomic Betty, come and save the world. Atomic Betty. Man, I like the theme song, but the show was kind of corny. It kind of gave me Invader Zim vibes, because it was kind of like, yeah, that's what it gave. It gave me Invader Zim, Cyber Chase type vibes, because it gave you that space feel. But the show itself, it wasn't a terrible show. It just didn't get enough recognition. It just so happens that sometimes the shows that they come out at the wrong time, because they don't get a lot of viewership, because they have you got other shows that are doing really well and are competing against those current shows that are on the network as well. And number 10, what did I say number 10 was? I think I said number 10 already. No, Mucha Lucha. Y'all remember Mucha Lucha? Mucha Lucha. I actually liked that show. It was a pretty good show. Show about these wrestlers. Flea. What was the other guy name? Ricochet. And the girl, I forgot her name. But yeah, they were like lucha libre wrestlers, and they would go around and, you know, wrestle different people in the school or whatever. And it was just a cool show. The theme song is hard. Mucha lucha. Dun, 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 dun. Man, if I had to do a video on the top 10 best theme song, that would be my top 10 best theme song, because the Mucha Lucha was fire. But it's a pretty forgotten show now. I mean, Cartoon Network don't even play it no more. But yeah, but that does it about this video. I don't want to make it too long. This is my top 10 most forgotten Cartoon Network show video. It's your boy Pyrotechnic. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. I'm out.